to thank Nikita for joining me on this podcast. At just 19 years old, he shared his journey through college, his perspective on life, and the decisions he's making to push himself forward. We talked about education, the people around him, and his vision for the future. There were moments where our views didn't fully align, but that's the beauty of conversations like this. It's not about disagreement, it's about understanding and learning from another person's perspective. Too often, society writes off younger generations as underdeveloped or lacking life experience, but I believe it comes down to the individual and how they choose to navigate life. Nikita is someone with a clear target, a goal, and the determination to walk that path. I hope you enjoy this conversation and take something away from the clarity and direction he's already found at such a young age. Attention. Hachi? Go later on somewhere else. So what now then? So you got 1 year of college?
I'm not entirely sure. It just depends on what the college says is in September. Because college has technically ended. I still got reports to hand in.
Yeah, so what do you get out of it when you finish this year?
Qualification.
Qualification of what?
Oh, fucking hell. The college hasn't told us. We don't even know what course we're on.
Huh? Okay, so what? So what happens next September then?
They haven't told us. We're still in the dark.
Well, all of you guys?
Yes, all of us. We don't know what the fuck's happening.
So what? Because now you're not going uni September.
Oh God, no. I'm not going to uni.
What made that? What decided that?
It's just because the more I think about it, yeah, having the extra uni degree would be good.
Yes.
But it's the work experience.
Yes.
The amount of companies that say, oh yeah, we would like the uni degree, but the work experience where you've applied that to professional work, that's what they like looking at.
That's true.
That's why one thing I did an apprenticeship as well. It's another qualification, yet the qualifications I've done have been put to work.
But you still say like, oh, I'd like to go to university because you went to open days and stuff like that.
Yeah, I went to one, but I've cancelled all the offers.
Did you get offers then?
Yes, I got 3.
You got offers. Which one?
Oh no, was it only 2? It was the one in Preston and then Manchester Met.
What subject was those?
Electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering. But that's 3 years. And how much is the tuition fee now?
Fucking hell. Hovering maybe 10 grand.
That's
maybe under, maybe above. I'm not entirely sure.
That's total or actually per term?
Per year.
Per term. That's just tuition fees.
That's one reason why I didn't want to go to uni as well, because the fucking debt it'll put me into.
Yeah, so there's basically like 10 grand for tuition, right? Accommodation, that's another another 10 grand on top easily.
It's probably after the entire uni course, it'll put me probably just around 40 to 50k debt. Just uni, I'm just like, I'd rather make that and put that onto a house.
That's a car, that's a
nice car.
Range Rover,
or pre-owned, which probably would have to be restored and stuff. One of my dream cars.
What's that?
A Nissan Skyline R33 Nismo from 1996, I think, or 1998.
Oh, that's a beastie of a car.
That is one of my dream cars.
Why that one specifically?
The weird thing is, I started liking it because it became my favorite car in a game.
In a game?
In a game, every time I've used it, I've always loved using it. And then I researched more into it. I'm just like, this car looks so fucking gorgeous. Hello.
What colour will you have it?
Ooh. Would like a deep purple.
Classic.
A deep purple. But that's if I could make the money for it. If I can't, an old 90s hatchback Civic. That's probably one of the dream cars that have that is probably the more affordable.
This is the thing though, isn't it? You go university and you come out minimum 50, 60k in debt.
Yep.
And then this day and age, see so many students come out from uni, work at Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Or just being a bum.
Yeah. One of my mates went to uni. You want to know what they're doing? English lit.
So English what?
English literature.
After doing what?
A-levels. They did A-levels where they did, I think, English literature, art, and sociology. I think that's the 3 subjects they did in A-levels. And then they went to uni for English literature. I'm like, I know, you write very good, because probably this is a weird way of saying they're just like, oh yeah, I'm a good author. They're a very, like, fucking hell, the amount of fanfics they write. And they're fucking gigantic. Like, one of them could probably be a Harry Potter book in width. And it has, like, hundreds of thousands of reads and stuff.
No,
I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, why are you going to uni for English lit?
I don't know. What do you come out of that with? To be a writer like Harry Potter?
Exactly.
I don't know. It's a role, it's a job, because you got like ghost writers and stuff like that. But in the day, it's very niche, very niche part. But yeah, I reckon, like me personally, education is a business, because one person comes in, cha-ching, one person goes in, cha-ching, that's it. It's just how much it is. But yeah, I don't blame you. What are your thinking direction you're going?
It's definitely something, because I was actually planning, before I went to college, I was actually planning to go into games design.
Yes, typical, yeah.
Games design, because that's what I want to do. I wanted to do something game related. But my dad did say something that did change my perception. Find something that you like, but could become a stable job. If you want to do something else like games design or 3D modeling or like art, do that like as a little side hustle or something in your free time that you do, but have something stable enough where you can sustain yourself, have like an apartment or somewhere to live, have food, and be able to pay stuff that you like. And I liked a lot of electrical stuff, so I was just like, I'll go electrical engineering. Something engineering, because fucking engineering, they pay fucking money.
Yeah, especially this day and age with the direction how...
And the amount of there is not a lot of people that do electrical engineering.
No.
My class was, in first year, it was 6 people in my class. In the other class, it was packed. But in my class, there was 6. Next year, the class went up to 12. The class was absolutely tiny.
I heard that the actual apprenticeship, like plumbing and electrical, there's people, but they like drop out like flies.
Yep.
They drop out like flies, because you got kids these days actually go to college and then do these apprentices for the sake of just going applying.
You know, we currently have 4 apprentices in Cosworth, like first years. There was actually 5.
So now
there was a girl called Scarlett. She was in electrical when I started in stores. She left after the 4th day.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, because she said something silly, wasn't she?
She wanted to be a Sparky. Like, you know, the people that do like house electrics, like putting breaker boxes. She wanted to be that.
But Cosworth is cars.
Exactly.
So why did she applied, accepted at Cosworth? So
that's the thing, I don't know. Even one of my mates last night, he was just like, yo, you think I can apply a Cosworth? I'm like, my guy, you do not have the qualifications. It says I don't need them. Then apply. You're not going to get in.
Technically, depends which part of Cosworth.
True.
Because
if he applies for stores, yeah, he's probably going to get in.
yeah, if you apply for my department of stores, it's actually
going to get in easy. But I know he's just going to say, Nikita, get me the fuck out of this place.
Yeah, so not bad stores, but it's very, very brain dead.
The thing is, if he goes to Cosworth, he'll be wasting his degree.
What?
He went to college for catering.
Why is he not doing catering?
Exactly. He's currently at a restaurant, working as a restaurant.
I bet he hates it.
No, fucking he hates it. It's Overstone Manor. You know, in Sywell, the golf course. He works at the restaurant there.
It's a posh one.
Yeah.
Posh one. But posh places are always busy. Very, very busy. And it's horrible as well.
Apparently he's one of the only qualified chef or qualified batter chef or something that you said there.
But this is the funny thing.
And they're trying to get him as a manager. He doesn't want to be a manager.
He doesn't want to handle those like stupid
Fuck no.
people.
Fuck no. Last time I've been there was when I had my prom at Overstone Manor.
I had my prom in Park Inn.
Ah, there.
Yeah, that was a disaster. That was. That was. But hey, that's how it is. Well, anyway, let's get to the real questions now.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So Nikita, you're 19.
Yep.
Living in UK.
Yep.
What ethnic background you're from?
It's more Eastern European / Slavic, where parents are born in Moldova, but heritage pushes more Russian, but it's more like different parts of just Eastern Europe because my mum's heritage is more Ukraine, my dad's more Russian, but Ukraine does stem from Russia. And then Moldova is a country that did split from the USSR, but speaks Romanian, but also speaks Russian at the same time. So they mix those two together to make their own language. And even though it's one of the poorest countries the poorest country in Europe, the amount of infrastructure they have there, it looks gorgeous there. But yeah, it's more Slavic heritage.
Okay, so what? How long they've been in UK then?
I think 20 years, maybe 30 years.
20 years. 20 years.
Yeah, I think 25. Between 20 and 25 years they've been in the UK.
So you're born in UK then?
Yes, I was born in the UK.
But you go often back to family?
We haven't been there often, but we do sometimes have a mini holiday there, see family over there, like my auntie and uncle, some friends that they have there. Do
you prefer going back there?
It's not too bad. It is a very different change of scenery.
Well, of course, comparison to England, yeah.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah. Because where my parents grew up was more of a rural area. So it looks like very run down between like living in the city, in the middle of a city, and then living like in a village in the middle of nowhere. It's a very big change.
Yeah,
as it could go from like living into a mini apartment or like a 2-story house with like 2 acres of land.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. It's totally different now because it's so many years ago. Used to go back quite often. Every summer we'd go back.
Yeah.
Used to live I'll go back to Hong Kong. That's the home base. There's a place called Hong Kong called Yuen Long. That's where my mum's mum. That's where the office is of their business and stuff. And we go back to China, the place called Sun Duck, and the areas where the factory is. It's got a factory. They do factories for plastic bags and stuff. So for like Sainsbury, they used to do Sainsbury, Disney and stuff like that. But now I think it's changed now. For now, it's going for the sealed bag.
Those.
Yeah, so that's got a bigger market. It's more broader. But anyway, I remember going there. There's a village, and it's completely different. It's just like like one of those historic films that you see in Chinese films.
Oh yeah.
And you got these like grey brick rocks, and they got tight narrow alleys and stuff. It was literally like that when I was a kid. Lived there, and now you go back there, kind of there, but gone. Everything is just big buildings everywhere.
Oh, more modernized.
Yeah, it's so constructively like it's so different now.
Yeah,
so different now. You're trying to go back where you see mountains left, right, and centre and stuff like that, but now it's so different now. So, but saying that, I haven't been there for a good few years now, so it probably changed even more. So I can't even imagine what it looks like now. But when's the last time you've been back?
Oh God, it has been a good few years.
Yeah,
because mostly it's just my family going there, because the healthcare there
is better.
Is much better.
Yeah, but you have to pay for it. But then
you have to pay for it, but it is way better. Like my dad goes there for his teeth, and here just to like get some crowns on, it's probably like 7 to 8 grand, and in Moldova he could probably get it done for 2.
It's funny enough, I was helping out my friend in Chinese takeaway last night. Their daughter need 3 teeth to be pulled out, and they only just pulled 1 for now for some strange reason. Because when I did 4 at one go.
I did 4 at one go when I was 9.
Oh, 9! I can't remember when it was. I think I was
they were just like, oh yeah, don't stand up after you wake up. Stood up when I woke up, all over the floor. Everything I ate in the morning.
You know how much it costs to pull in 1 tooth? How much? It's not even a dentist. They have to go to the hospital? Oh, I'm getting confused now. But regardless, they told me how much it is for the tooth. £120.
£120 just to pull
1 tooth.
Jesus.
1 tooth. She's gonna need to peel 3. And it's also like there's dentists in NHS and then dentists, because now like dental is private now. It's not part of the NHS thing. But it's just baffled me. It's like, oh my God, I remember when I pulled my 4 tooths out and the gentleman was pulling my tooth. He's quite an old man. I said, pulled 2? And I said, would you like to pull these 2 tooths next week or week after? I said, no, just pull it in one go. I just remember, I don't want to go through this pain.
You're just like, I don't want to wait and then come back. Just know what pain. Just do it now.
Okay, right, let's get back on the serious note. How would you describe where you're at in life right now?
Still on the uphill, still climbing, trying to figure out where my end goal is. Still progressing, finding what my future's going to be, just debating on what path I'll take, how my future's going to just appear. Any decisions I make at the moment would affect what I see, how I'll change with like friends and family. Still on the uphill, on the progress.
So any sort of like fantasized end goal that you have?
It's mostly just finding the stability in this economy. Just trying to find just a stable enough where I can live comfortably, go to a job that I actually enjoy going to, have enough so I can live out my hobbies, do what I like, but also have all of the necessities just there and done for.
Okay, cool. So, what's something people often assume about you that isn't true?
I'm more like reserved or very gloomy. I've been told by many people when they first saw me or when they started talking to me, they thought I would be like reserved, because I have a resting bitch face. That I'll be like very standoffish, very short-tempered. But then when they get to know me, it just shows more and more of like the teddy bear that's within me.
Yeah.
Hard outer shell, soft inside.
I remember when I first saw you, you looked so quiet and timid, like a small little chihuahua. But once you open your mouth, you're like barking or whatever.
Exactly. It is like a chihuahua.
Yeah. And I noticed that you pick up things just like that, especially you on the computers. You're just like, yep, I know how to do
Even in
it.
electrical, they said that I picked up stuff extremely quickly. They even said no wonder stores didn't want to get rid of you.
Yeah. Because you were on the computers. And I remember Mark saying, like, you picked it up so quick, he wasn't sure if you're doing it right.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm pretty sure he deals with computers. Young generation picks up things so quick anyway, especially computers and stuff. So, yeah. Right, let's have a look. What's been the biggest thing that you learned in the past year?
In the past year, it's mostly just not letting what other people think of me affect me as much as it did before. Because in secondary, I remember every time just being scared of what people thought of me. Because I like to have a positive image, but I can never tell on what people actually truly think of me. But now that I've gotten to this stage of being fully employed and having being an adult, I've just fully realised that why should I care what they think? I've got people that know me. And if people want to know me, they can go right ahead. But it's just learning that other people's opinions don't affect what I think of myself.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I subconsciously have that sort of, oh, what does this person think of me? And I'm quite a few years older than you, so it's just like we have a tendency just sort of fall back on other people's opinions. Because I used to work in a sort of a service industry. Well, I'm still working in the service industry as a Chinese takeaway. So reception, you sort of have that service mentality. You have to get that person's opinion to have that value of what your business is. So that sort of built me into sort of think I need that person to be a 5-star rating of me. So then I can do a good job. But as in life, you can't do that in life, because if you bring that to life, you like, oh God, what did I do? This is stupid. People's gonna judge me. Da 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 da. So no, which is good that you have that mentality, and especially you're only 19. I'm pretty sure there's people still in their 50s or 60s still have that mentality. Right. Okay. So, what made you choose electrical work in college?
It's mostly just because of the stability and the job market not having a lot of electrical engineers, which would allow me to find a job not extremely easier, but easier than most other jobs. As I was planning to go into games design, but the market for that is extremely low, because I've kept up with so many companies that were games design, and the amount of layoffs they've done of just they don't need people anymore. They rather have other companies do the work, and they've just laid off hundreds or thousands of workers just because they don't need them. But the amount of electrical engineers that you can just see on the job market saying, oh yeah, we need an electrical engineer, we need an electrical person. The amount of jobs that are still posted now of just people trying to find that pay really well, it's not a bad career choice to choose.
You know, it was quite similar in my way, because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a game designer, or I think I remember correctly, I had a friend's mum. She was a game tester. And she'll play the game, and then she'll write her reviews and point of views and any bugs or anything like that. I was like, oh, that must be an amazing job. But now I think about it, it's like, that must be so boring. What's college life like these days? What do you enjoy, and what's tough about it?
College life has its ups and downs. It is really more relaxed, since you don't have to go as much. When I went, it was only 3 days a week. Now it's only a day a week, then the rest is just work. And when you're there, it does seem more relaxed, more chill. The people you're there, you could just be with a laugh with, and still earn your education. But when you realize of how much work you have to do at college, and what work you need to do for if you want to get an employment in the future, that's where you start getting thinking, just I've got to get my head down. I've got to do all of this. Can't just slack around, do nothing all day. Because I've had people in my class have done that, and I think in my class, I think 3 people didn't pass the course.
Yeah.
Because in the exam, they came in, looked at the exam, left. One of the major exams, if you failed that exam, you failed the year. They looked at the exam, left. And then one of the other guys stayed in the exam for the first session. We went on break, he didn't come back.
What? So that person just...
Yeah, they failed the year. And he was in
the year.
second year as well.
Just didn't give...
No.
This is...
This is one of the confusing bits. Why would you waste a year and a half to do a college course just to not do an exam and fail the year? And not get the qualification out of it?
You're on your second year and then you're almost there.
Yeah.
So what's the point there? That's just a waste of time.
Exactly.
So this is the most intriguing thing that I want to know about people at your age in education and stuff like that. Because
it's mostly because now, when you're between the ages of like 16 and still, I'll probably say about 20,
yeah,
you're still in the phase where you're just like, you're not entirely sure what you want to do with life, because you're still in that zone of like, oh, I'm still young, I've still got enough time. But then when it progresses more into turning an adult, you're just like, okay, I've actually got to get my head into the game. Whatever I choose now, or what I do now, can affect of how much I can do in the future. Because if you restrict yourself now of what you're going to do, you restrict so much later on. Mm-hmm. If you open your mind to so many things now, the amount of possibilities and opportunities you get later on are probably going to be immense.
Let's dive a little bit deeper on this topic. So you just explained like what your point of view is that for. So if I came up to you saying that, what do you think a solution for that would be to fix that mentality of this group of people? I'm not saying we'll fix the problem, but what do you think that will actually help or change quite a lot of people to?
I think it's mostly just giving advice to those people, because most of those people are just people that are not entirely sure with themselves and are mostly conflicted of like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. It's so confusing. Like, I want to get stable, but I'm not entirely sure what to do. And it's just those people need some sort of push, like guidance, just a little, like a helping hand, just a direction so they could see what would come out of it if they gave the effort for it and help them put in some effort.
Because this is the thing, because we got so much information out there. There's so much like different type of job. You can look at on Google and stuff like that. So you can say, if I want to go electrical can go this direction.
Yeah, branch.
Or you want to go to as a builder. If you want to go as a plumber.
The main reason people are like this is because they're afraid of making the core foundation of like a future. A lot of people say, I want to do this, I want to do that. But there's always that one thing you have to do that is like the pillar for the house. Like with electrical, you're going all the branch. You can become a car wireman, a house electrician, a factory electrician. Just there's such like a broad, but there's always that one core foundation of like the basic knowledge, all of like the working out, the mathematics for it, just all of the core bits that apply to every single thing. And if you don't have that, it pretty much cuts off most of the paths. It's just making that one core foundation that people forget to do.
Yeah. Well, this makes sense. Like I said earlier, because there's so many informations about it, but when they're actual in that facility
Yeah.
of the subject or whatever subject they choose, and then it didn't come out as what they thought it's going to be, would that be an issue?
There is a lot of times where it does become an issue. However, with a lot of things we have now, a lot of stuff you can learn in one thing can be applied into something completely different, or just something either related to it. As like a lot of stuff in electrical now can be put into mechanics as well, because a lot of the calculation and stuff, it's just a few different formulas that change. But a lot of things that you can learn in one thing, you can still apply to something else that might be either completely different or just something slightly similar.
Okay. Right. We'll come back to that one later. How do you end up working at Cosworth?
It was a lot of things with just college, because at college they have a lot of connections, a lot of different companies they work with, like for apprenticeships or companies that they can get in to try hire people from the college. And one of the main ones that they did strive to push onto us throughout the year was Cosworth. And I did research about it and realized how the company works and how it is, and the reputation they've built over the 60 years they've been in the automotive industry, when they became with F1, then went collabed with Ford, and then they branched off and became like an independent company and hire clients like Aston Martin, and all of these different contractors. And I figured that I can at least give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's other companies that I can try for, but this would be probably one of the best foundations I can give myself at my age of 19.
Yeah, because it's such a big branded company. Like a lot of people that are into motor industry would know Cosworth. So, right, completely different now. So, when did you get your first model painting?
Oh, model painting, yeah. It was when I left secondary, and it was because I've looked into Warhammer. Those are the models I paint for like a good while, but I never like went into it. I knew what the company did, how the models are, and how they were painted, but I never got into it when I was younger. But then when I started getting older, when I was 16, when I left secondary, I was just like, why not give it a shot? And I painted it and realized the passion I get from it and how much I liked doing it. And then the more models I brought, the more I got into the hobby. And I think that was probably 2021, 2022.
Do you remember your first figurine?
Yes, it was it was me and one of my friends. We split a box.
Right.
And I got these. It's a faction made fully of robot people, where in the past they were human, but they got deceived by someone saying, I can give you immortality. Okay. So he transferred their consciousness into robotic bodies, but altered them to pretty much make them into mind slaves.
Right.
But then the higher powered ones got out and everything, and now it's just an entire faction of robot people trying to bring back their humanity. And that was the first few models I've painted. And from the pictures that I've seen, because I've taken pictures of them when I did them, the change from how I paint now, from when I painted then, changed drastically.
Do you have still the first model?
Yes, I actually still have the first model.
You have to show me that later. What do you enjoy the most about painting?
It's mostly the freedom from it, because yes, there is a lot of like pre-made color schemes that the company's made, what people have already made, but it doesn't mean that's what you have to do. It's a hobby where anyone can get into, anyone younger, older, anyone with just a strive just to be some sort of creative, have a creativity side to them. Because it's always just, here's all the colors, here's the model, do what you want to do. If you want to make it red, make it red. If someone else wants to make it white, they can make it white. It just depends on the person and what they want. And that's what I liked about it, as I can do what I like, and other people can see and say, oh yeah, that's really cool. Let me try something like that. And it just drives other people into the hobby as well.
Because I believe that like you do it as a side hustle as well.
Yes,
So
I do commissions where there's a lot of people in the hobby where they like the models, they like the look of the models, and they like playing the game that comes from the models, but they're not entirely strive to paint them.
patience for it.
They don't have the patience for it. So they pay other people to paint it. And I was just like, I've already made a rep with myself since I started painting for a hobby store in town as well, where they would give me a model, I paint it, and I'll get money or like a reward from it, just to make some sort of rep from myself.
Yeah.
And the more I've painted, the more the reputation has grown, and it's just a slow and steady journey.
Would you make that as a main career in the future?
It could be a path that I could go into. At this moment, it's not something stable enough, but the more I do it, the more it could become one of my opportunities.
So how much are you charging? That'll range from small, medium to large.
Currently, I am on the smaller side, as while I'm still making a rep, I don't want to make it just overly expensive and not give the work that people expect from the money. But from what I paint, it is really well for how much I charge them. Like the current one I have now, I'm painting an army for one of my friends, and I think I'm getting just under $1,000 for it.
Okay, how many figurines will that be? Small ones.
They're small ones, I think it's about 30, and larger models, it's about 4.
4. So about $1,000. How long will that take?
Currently, I've only done the main leader, and I'm currently on the first batch of 10, which could range from a few months, because I've been getting them in like slow packages.
Okay. Right.
Where it's not like I've got the entire army out of me now, and I just have to paint it. I get it in small batches, where it's like 1 unit, finish that, give it back, get the next unit, and it just progresses from there.
So if I have to say specifically, like, how many hours will that take?
Ooh, probably a good few hundred. A few hundred, because they are not a speed job. With the quality you want to get from them, big models can take up to nearly 30 hours, 40 hours to do.
So you'll estimate that project of 30?
Estimate probably roughly maybe 200. Range an average between 200 and 300 hours.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look. Next. What's something that you wish older people understood about your generation?
With our generation, we most of the resources we have now have been given to us on a silver platter, I do admit. But the freedom we get from that, as the amount of information we have now, we can go into so many different things into the future. Like with the uprise of AI now, the development of better technology like quantum computing, just making stuff smaller, faster, more cost efficient. And a lot of the information now, my generation, we can learn most of that, and pretty quickly, as most of the information is there, just open-ended. It's just people trying to get into it. But it's just older people don't understand of just how easy we can learn stuff, as most older people are now just, oh yeah, you've got to go work 9 to 5, you go to work, come back, eat, sleep, go back to work. And that's how they grew up. But with us now, with the amount of different jobs we can do, there's a lot of times where you can just work maybe 5 hours in a day, and that's your entire day done of just work.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Like, I think my generation is probably the last generation that you have to go to school, to education,
Yeah.
to where you can build yourself career and stuff like that, or go to get that paper from a university, and then that's how I've been like pushed or taught into
Yeah.
that. But now you got your generation is you got so much information. Like, for example, you go to Google, actual Google give
Yeah.
you a certificate on whatever courses you have, and it only take you a couple of hours, and then you can have a job there.
Yeah.
So the mindset of sort of my generation to think that is just not registering. It's like, how can you do that? Where
Yeah.
you guys actually, oh, let's try it,
Yeah, we grew up in...
and then you see it, you try it, it doesn't work, and then you just bounce on every single different thing. So that could, what do you feel about that one? Is it because it's so easy to access and it's easy to let go and then jump on something else, or it's just, how do you see that?
I do see how it goes, where just people can jump into something, realize they don't like, and just leave. But it's just when people put the effort into something, they realize on just how much we have it, of how much information we have, the amount of opportunities you can see. It's just the strive,
Yeah,
the effort.
it's so easy to get information now because I'm trying to talk to ChatGPT pretty much daily, as
Yeah.
much as possible. The amount of information you get just on that, even 15 minutes of that information, talking
Yeah.
to random things, or just give me some information that I would not know. It will remember all the stuff that I've spoke before.
Yeah.
So then it will say, oh, you learned that. Well, let's go carry on from this. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, bloody hell. If I had ChatGPT when I was younger, at your age, I don't know where I would be.
Yeah.
Definitely I won't be.
You would have went somewhere different.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just crazy how much information now these days comparison to our generation, but it's going to be interesting. So what keeps you grounded or motivated when things get stressful?
When it's mostly when I become stressful, it's just realizing of how much I have it well. Because yes, me and my family, we're not in the best situation, but we're not in the absolute worst. We are stable. We've got what we need. We can pay what we want and still be happy. And I have also a lot of friends that I can lean back on, get advice from them, any sort of help that I can just ask, and they're willing to help. And that's what strives me just to continue, because I know I have that support to fall back on if it ever gets hard.
So did you have an example of other people to sort of see that comparison where that could be potentially my life in the worst case scenario? Or you just understood that, like
I understood like that, but I also did have one of my I had someone in my secondary which throughout the entire year they were like a top student. They did well, but now it's just recently they've got a kid at my age, and they've just settled down and everything, and it's just they've held themselves back way too much, as they just rushed things too much.
matured too quickly. Yeah.
As my age now, you're still figuring out what to do, still developing, still trying to get your life together. But people like some of my generation, they rush things too quickly, and I do admit that.
What sort of like make you guys rush too quick?
It's back on the thing you said with all the stuffs we have. A lot of people in my generation say, oh, I can just learn about it like in a few years. It's on the internet. I won't mind. I'll just do this instead. And then when they realize, once they do that stuff, when they look back on the thing they learned, they're just, oh, I should have learned that before. And it's just that regret after they rush the things. because they didn't get into their head of, let me do the stuff that I can now and settle down after. As while you're younger, that's where you can learn the most, and that's where most of your opportunities are, as you're not as restricted. But when it starts getting older, it starts closing off a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where you realize, okay, what I have now that I've built from when I'm younger is okay, now I can settle down.
If your future self, say 29 years old of you, could hear this, what would you want him to remember on this phase of life?
Just the perseverance, because there is a lot of things now where it's just you do something and then you just have that mentality of just, oh, I should have done something different. I regret doing that. Or I made a bad choice and like that. But when you realize those bad choices make you make the correct choices, learn from the past mistakes and persevere through what you done when you were younger. So if my older self can hear this, it's just, you'll probably be happy that I've persevered through it and just learned what I can now.
Well, that's it. That's all the questions I've got for you. I think we did a decent podcast. Got a lot of information out of you. So thank you so much, Nikita.
No problem.
So yeah, it's going to be fun editing this. Cool. Thank you.
Cool. No problem.